Executive professionals tend to have a high bottom. These may be individuals that have not lost financially and are still gainfully employed, able to make executive decisions and function within their role. They have built themselves support systems that continue to enable their decision making and addiction.
One of the interesting pieces when we talk about a high bottom or a low bottom, most of our executives will have what we call relatively high bottom. They haven't necessarily lost their house, lost their job, lost their family. They may still have several houses, several cars. They may not be living on the front lawn with a for sale sign next to them. And so there's the issue of, I've been getting an A in business, but a D in life. And have I really hit a bottom? And what does a bottom look like? For some of our folks, it's taking a look at what's important in life. That, yes, I've got an A in business and I'm doing fantastic, and I've got steaks in the freezer, and I've got money in the bank, and I've got 4 cars and 3 houses, and doesn't that look all great on the surface? But at home, there's been a loss of trust, a loss of love, a separation, isolation, loneliness, and how's this really affected the patient and his loved ones?
The kinds of people we see are those that have choices, people that are used to living an elevated lifestyle, those that are used to having their needs met when they ask for it. We're able to tailor these needs and make sure that confidentiality is upheld, make sure that their treatment experience is in alignment with what their needs are and their barriers will look like outside of treatment.
When we take a look at our executive professionals program, it's really not about just executives or just attorneys, but rather folks who are in that general position where their professional identity is so incredibly important and ingrained to their existence, where there's a high investment in the professional identity, and that taking a look at where the professional identity and the recovery process is going to intersect, and the particular problems that occurs with that. Some of the things that can occur are issues of self-disclosure. Who do I tell? Who do I not tell? Issues of re-entry into the workplace. How do I do that in a safe way for both my business and for my recovery and for my family? How to learn to ask for help is a huge issue for a lot of folks who are in charge of their world. Again, whether it's a business of 3 people or 3,000 people.
Part of what we're able to do, Caron is able to bring them into treatment and help really individualize their specific treatment needs and remove those barriers that would keep them from coming into treatment. So that might be that they bring their laptop and their phone into treatment, that they're conducting business in between programming. And clinically, we're able to help direct that and show them what that's going to look like in recovery, because their job roles are not necessarily going to change in recovery, and we want to make sure that we're able to help them understand how recovery fits into their lifestyle.
With some of these folks that we're dealing with, it's a tremendous amount of pressure to be able to go back and have the facade for their business. When we're asking them, hey, break the facade down, be genuine, get honest with yourself and the people around you in order to recover, and so that you don't keep falling down. So there's this dichotomy that happens, there's this struggle that happens that's very important to work through in treatment so that they can go back to work and be successful. Here at Caron, across the board, we include the family as much as possible right from the beginning. We try and meet with the family upon admission. We make regular phone calls to the family at least weekly. We have a family education program for all of our units. It's very important to engage the family in the process, because if the patient is the only one who changes and we send him back or her back into the environment, then that change may not last, and in fact probably won't last very long.
Aftercare for our executive professionals is really customized based on their individual needs. It can be individual therapy back in their home environment, possibly with a referring therapist or agency they may have a developed relationship with. It could be group therapy, it could be my first year recovery. If it's appropriate, it could be longer term treatment.
What makes treatment here at Caron unique for the executive professional is our ability to give them very individualized personal treatment specific to their professional needs, as well as to have them interact with other patients from other units at times to provide a sense of belonging a sense of uniqueness in the world, but not necessarily uniqueness in their disease, that they can relate to other alcoholics, addicts, other folks struggling with powerlessness and unmanageability issues, sometimes within the professional world, but also across all domains of humanity and what they're experiencing just as a person. Part of the uniqueness of the program is, I think, embracing the reality that privilege can be a problem, that no accountability can be a problem, that being very high-powered in one's position can be a problem in early recovery. And being able to have a safe place to address that is a huge piece of our program. To be able to bring people together who have those similar issues so that they can give each other feedback.
Caron's treatment philosophy remains the same in treating our executive professionals. While we're able to customize and individualize treatment for them, our mission and our values remain true to our culture and the treatment that we provide to these professionals.